This is David Talbot. I'm CTO of WorkMover, and I'd like to talk about the way we work with Caspio in a make or buy decision. And the reason we're talking about this is over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of really good service providers that fill in a particular functional niche, and we've used them a lot. And in fact, some of our applications almost look like we're using Caspio as an umbrella application that calls several external services. And these are sort of services, Stripe for payments and coupons, OnFleet for visits, Calendly for appointments, Ship Engine does a lot of freight rates, very, very useful external service there. And so what we're trying to do here is to look, should we for a particular function use Caspio standard coding and Caspio REST APIs, or should we go to an external service provider and see which provides the best total cost of ownership? So this is like the business school 101, the make or buy decision. So what you look at here is the monthly or per transaction cost of the external service, the integration into Caspio, and the equivalent doing it, coding in Caspio, and if there's any time to market or feature advantages. And a big thing here is that the external service providers have really improved their API sets. And so they're really the programmers are the audience for the marketing department. And so they've made it easy for the programmers. And so linking to external service providers is no longer a big technical challenge. So let's have a look at a couple of case studies. And first one is appointments. We did an appointments with native Caspio about 3 years ago. Pretty complicated, but was actually fairly simple, but because everyone was on the same time zone. So what we did for this new one, where it was a telemedicine, so the nurses who were doing the appointments were on telemedicine with people in different time zones, we went with Calendly. Okay, and Calendly cost $15 a month, but we only needed 4 nurses to cover all the appointments, which was $60 a month. I have another client who has 200 financial advisors, and so there the Calendly cost will be up at $3,000 a month. Big thing here was the time zones. Okay, time zones in the United States are a nightmare. For instance, Arizona doesn't do summertime unless you're on the Navajo reservation when they do. So this was a big functional advantage in the make or buy decision, was time zones with Calendly. And so this is how it works. You go put in if you're a user, a patient, you're in Caspio, you request an appointment. It takes you to a Calendly screen and passes all your data to Calendly. This is the Calendly screen that shows up within your Caspio page. You check the appointment, it does all the time zones, figures out which nurse is available, all that sort of stuff, and updates it back into Caspio. I mean, the whole thing took us like 2 days of integration, so very, very attractive. Okay, and so the buy decision was certainly something that was a really good decision here. Next one, and a couple of years ago as well, we did a nursing visits system around the Los Angeles area, and we did a lot of Google Maps JavaScript. It was a very big coding project, and it worked pretty well, but it was a lot of effort. And so for this new one, what we did is we looked at a company called OnFleet, which has sort of like an Uber-looking app. And first of all, it's only $485 a month, unlimited users, so that was pretty good. And they manage the geography, route optimization, and stuff like that. And so this is the admin screen, and we have 2 sets of screens. You can put tasks in OnFleet, and they go into Caspio, and this, so you can click on stuff here, and these are all the drivers available and things like that. Or you can put stuff in Caspio, and it comes back into OnFleet. Okay. Then you want to look at a particular driver or a particular task, like click on this little San Juan Capistrano, and it pops up all the details here. But then the really, really big thing, apart from all of that, is you have a driver app. So the driver has their own native app. They don't even use Caspio, and it has all the geography and stuff like that. And they can, just like with Uber, the driver can say, "Oh, I see this task here. It's not very far away. Let me volunteer for that." So tremendous extra capability with OnFleet for $485 a month. And it was just a couple of days of integration. So these are two examples where the buy decision was a good decision. Not always is that the case. We do a lot of Caspio programming, but for sort of complicated but generic applications like appointments and deliveries, always think of the make or buy decision. Thank you.